Hello, welcome to our movie class. Today we'll speak about movie Thelma and Louise. Louise, don't know how to pronounce it well. It's
Thelma.
kind of romantic story, but some people already disagree with me in that regard in our chat. So if it's not romantic story, what kind of story it is, Leila? Can you say?
My dear friend, it's a kind of, um, just two ladies' story who are not content with what they have. And it's a kind of,
No,
uh,
no, Leila. I mean, what is the genre? It's not a detective, right?
okay,
Or it's detective.
it's a feminist movie for
So it's a special genre, just feminist movie, right?
I would
Yeah.
call it a tragic romantic movie. Tragic romanticism.
Okay. Diana, and what do you think? What do you think about the genre of the movie? Diana? Tragic romanticism.
Hello,
Hello, Diana.
Hello.
It takes a while for me to, just to use this program. For some reason, it does not, when I push the button, it for the microphone to start working.
Camera.
Okay. And camera is not working. Bajana wants camera, and it is not working.
Okay.
So I don't know why.
Talking in headphones in English.
Yes, I'm talking in headphones. Okay, it doesn't matter. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Question was about the genre of this movie. How you will define it? It's a detective or romantic story or something else?
Well, there is no. Yes, hello. It's story. It's like
Don't turn off camera.
Okay, I will not turn off my camera. So this is yeah. I have no idea what's the like an adventure story. What is it? But yeah, so there is the death at the end. So probably tragedy. Yeah.
Okay,
I agree with teacher Lee. I can see it now. Tragic romanticism.
Jordan is your sister.
Bajana, stop talking, please.
Okay. So we have a few options like tragic romanticism, romantic tragedy. Choose one, or as Leila said, it's a special feminist genre, feminist movie. Okay, let's start from the story itself.
Goodbye.
Not everyone watches the story, so let's describe it. Let's summarize it.
Okay.
Vasans, had you chance to watch the movie?
Yes, I watched it.
Please start. Summarize it. If you want.
Okay, yeah. In this story, two ladies decided to go for a trip, and one lady was not happy with her marriage life, and another lady, like both of them went for a trip, and on their way, unfortunately, they had to commit a murder because there was a man who tried to assault one of the lady sexually. So the other lady killed him, murdered him in order to protect the other girl. The other lady, and they flew away. How to call it? Get away with. I think get away with the law. I think. Then they.
There was a special phrase for that, right? Teacher, hit and run or something like this.
Hit and runs for a car accident.
So it doesn't.
This one's just a murder. Yeah.
Kill and run.
Kill and run. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Vasang. So it's a beginning of the story. It's two female friends, who one of them is not happy about her husband somehow, and they want to make a trip and run into a bad man. As you said, had to kill him and run away. So what happened after? Sergey, can you continue? You're muted again. No. Still no.
You hear me?
Yeah.
After that, Louisa has problem with the man, and Thelma started to rescue Louisa from the rapist. And they have
it's very hard to hear you. Something with volume of voice.
Okay. Thelma has problem. Thelma and Louisa has problem with the rapist, and Thelma had a bad conversation with the rapist. Rapist abused the Thelma, and Thelma has affect situation and they killed this rapist because in the past she had a problem and the similar problem. And she doesn't control herself. And after that, they have a big problem with the law. And after that, they started to run to Mexico, and we can watch the road movie.
Sorry, what kind of movie?
Road movie.
Road movie. Okay, so let's learn something from this. So, teacher, what is on the lam?
On the lam is just an expression we use. It means you're running from the law. You're running from the police. They're trying to catch you and put you in jail or prison. So if you're on the lam, you're running away.
But lamb, it's not a word, right? Or it means something?
It's a word. I don't know what it means, to tell you the truth.
Okay. So on the lamb. So what else? What kind of useful idioms we can learn from this story, from this part of the story? So when you lose control, how we call this? Blow your top or something?
We call it a murder of passion. An emotional murder. It's kind of spontaneous. You didn't plan it. You just got angry and bam, bam, bam. So we call that a murder of passion. Sometimes the court will find you innocent. Sometimes not. It depends on the circumstances.
Okay. But in general, when you lose your temper, anything else? Any words for that?
You hit the ceiling. You blow up. You explode. We use these figuratively. You sometimes we just say you lose it. And he lost it. He went crazy. He lost it. He lost control. He lost it. Yeah.
So Louisa, watching this rapist, Louisa blew up and killed him, right? Okay. Any volunteers to continue? Diana, maybe you want to continue about the story? Blew his lid.
Top of his head.
Okay. Okay. Diana, not here, right?
Yes. I unmuted my mic. It took a couple of seconds to unmute it. Yeah. So they're running. Yeah, they decide to go to Mexico because so they're trying to escape the consequences there. Okay, and on their way they meet the young guy who asks them who is hitchhiking. Yeah, and Thelma likes him. Yeah, Thelma likes him a lot. He's cute. So yeah, young and cute. So after her husband, he's, well, just very cute to her. So she she asks Louisa about taking him, but she refuses at first. But later on, when they stop at the motel, this guy finds them somehow, just follows them. And she invites him to stay at night, and they have the passion at night. Okay. I forgot the detail. Actually, Louisa was calling her boyfriend, right, and asking. She asked him for money to bring her to give her some money, when she was away, she was meeting with a guy. He actually brought her the big sum of money. That was their future, for their future, for the trip to Mexico. So,
But
and while she
this
was meeting, yeah.
guy
Sorry.
was the only good man in the movie, right?
Well, I don't know how good he was.
The police officer.
He was
I'm not
better.
sure.
Okay.
But he helped. He loved her, and he helped. So he was so good because he realized that he is leaving him. That's why he became really good to her and offered her to marry him. Blah blah blah. So he was not so good before that. She wanted to marry him, but he was reluctant for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. So in the meantime, Thelma is very happy in their motel room with the young guy, and she asked him about his profession, and he told her that he was a robber, and he actually told her some details about his methods of robbing supermarkets, stores, I don't know. So, and some methods. So actually she was a good student, as we know later on. Yeah, as we realized later. So she remembered everything. Yeah, but in the morning when she came to the, to the cafe to brag about her passionate night to her friend, she left money at the same room with the guy. Very stupid thing to do. To leave the money with the robber. And of course, when they came back, they found out that there was no money in the room. So they are left barehanded, no money, nothing, just a car, and lots of problems.
Okay. Leila, what happened? Do you want to continue, Leila?
Sure.
Please.
After that, there was the robbery. Thelma robbed the supermarket and they had money. And if I'm not wrong, she called her husband, and what she was expecting was really different because her husband ignored her and he was watching football or something like that on TV. And she decided that she could go to Mexico with Louise. And they decided to go to Mexico. And do you want me to finish?
Please.
But soon they're hunted by American police. But the last scene, I will talk about it later because it's very important for me.
Okay. So, but we forgot about this, police man or police team. Something like this. We forgot it there at all. So, who wants to describe this line? Gerard, please.
Yes. The boss of the police officers are installed in the house of Thelma's house, and they are with her husband. I like the moment when Thelma goes to her house to see whether the police are there, and immediately she knows that she's husband.
I like this and like hello there.
Because it's nice with her. The police officer told him to be nice with her when the normal thing is not being nice, especially with everything that happened.
Hi, Thelma. I'm so glad to hear from you. Click.
But it was actually just hello, no?
Yes, hello, because it should have said, "Oh, Thelma, what are you doing?"
Right. He wasn't angry. He wasn't upset.
Right. So, but the chef of police, he was a good guy, right? His only thought was how to save those poor girls, right?
He wanted to convince them.
Yeah, we know that they are real victim, of circumstances. They just killed because they had to. They just stole money because rob because they had to. So they are victims, real victims. As I got this movie, as I got the idea of this movie. Do you agree, Leila?
I agree with you, my dear friend. I agree totally.
Yeah.
I think they are victims of the circumstances. Louise, we know at the end of the movie that Louise was raped in Texas. That's the reason why she reacted so hard when this guy was trying to rape Thelma.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where to start. So it's kind of, that's all, right? The story itself.
Not quite.
What about the nasty truck driver? What about the nasty truck driver?
Truck driver, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he got his comeuppance.
So, do we have a volunteer to explain truck driver story? Sergey? No? Do you remember this guy?
Yes, I remember this guy. This is if we watch this movie, it's a bad guy because he looks like the unpolite man with a sexual problem, without manners, and he tried to
Humiliate, maybe.
he tried to humiliate this lady and several times, and the lady tried to
make him like regret, right? Make him
backfire, and two ladies have a conversation with this guy, and this guy sued about the sexual contacts with this lady, and it was a bad mistake of this guy.
Yeah.
And after that, this lady have a hard conversation about ladies, about men, about the behavior between men and ladies, and after that they killed his track and
destroy it. Yeah. But don't say destroy it. Say had to. They are victims. They.
And this moment it was very interesting for me on this movie, and this the blow up. It's
interesting. Okay. But why it's so interesting for you? You behave the same way on the road or not?
Yep, and I remember about one story with a policeman officer on the road when this policeman stopped their car, and he looked like a brave man with other attribute, and opened the door. Please sit down. After bad conversation with Thelma, he small boy with the tears and the please, no, please. It's a very strange because I think that the policeman or a police officer had special courses for that. It's a strange.
Okay.
It's my opinion.
But maybe it's it's what he was taught on these courses. Like just like start crying, say you have a baby or something like this, and you will survive.
My wife does that.
Well, when you have a gun pointed at your head, you just can lose it as well. It's understandable for me why he started crying. Just people react differently. Everybody can react differently. It's a shocking situation, so that was his reaction. It's normal.
I think he was young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
He was acting tough, but he wasn't very experienced.
Well, it is easy to act tough with two ladies alone in the, just in the road, somewhere in the desert. But yeah, with a gun at your head, it's not so easy.
Okay, Gerard,
I
question?
have a question for Teacher Lee, because in many movies, in the middle of nowhere appears a police officer with a car.
Yeah.
That's curious. What are they doing?
Well, what happens is that Arizona is a strange state. It's flat and the roads are long and straight.
Mhm.
So people like to go over 100 miles an hour on those roads. So the
Yeah.
police sit around the corner of a rock, and when a guy zooms by at 110 miles an hour, woo, 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 they're waiting for him because they know people are going to do it. And then they get ticket money for their city. So it's deliberate, what we call a speed trap.
But wouldn't that be cheaper to put automatic radar?
Oh yeah, but if there's nobody out there, it's kind of hard to, get money from them or catch them,
In Spanish, what we do, automatic radars make a picture of your number plate, and then you have to pay the fine.
Yeah, but
We
there
have
is a
that
difference.
too. Yeah,
Yes.
it's an old
is a
movie.
difference.
Maybe Arizona does that now.
But who will receive,
Spain is
this?
probably a little bit, yeah.
Who will receive
Spain
this
is a little
fine?
bit smaller.
Yeah, it'll go to her husband's house.
Because who will receive this fine in Arizona? These Mexicans who drive there. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
yeah. So what is the movie? I mean, what is the time in the movie? What year? What do you think? What epoch?
1991, I guess.
1991.
It was released in my country.
Sorry, it was?
Yeah, it is released in 1991, but I think that their hairdos, their hair looks like the early 80s, something
Yeah,
like that.
I agree. Mhm.
Yeah, the Thunderbird car, you can probably look up Thunderbirds. That's an old car.
Mhm.
And find that model of Thunderbird and probably get what year it is from that. It's probably maybe the 80s or the 70s.
Wow,
That
I expected
Thunderbird's an old car.
it's like 50s because of these dresses. Of this,
No,
no.
not 50s. Well, look, they are wearing jeans all the time. So these jeans, it's like 80s, like early 80s, late 70s or early 80s, I mean, yeah, now it's kind of the same fashion coming back from the 80s. So I think the hairdo is more like 80s. Looks like 80s to me.
Okay, so it's already good old times or already not for America? What do you think?
It depends.
Better than
It depends
today.
how young you are. Yeah, it's good old times, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Jose, it's more or less the whole story of this movie without, only the last moment. Did we explain it well? Do you understand now what is the movie about or not? Do you have questions maybe?
No, I have understood all that you are talking in this movie, in this meet. But as I said you before, I never seen before the movie.
You escape it, I would say.
I heard talk about this. Was a road movie, of course. It's about the feminism, but I don't know what was the history. I recognize.
Well, it's an interesting point. Let's speak a little bit about that. Why it's movie about feminism? What is feminism? Where is the feminism in this movie? I cannot find it. Who can help me?
I don't
Leila
think
is
it
not
is.
here.
I don't think it is about feminism at all. It's about sexual harassment, which was not addressed. Very often it is not addressed, as we see, a lot of victims, they are afraid to go straight to the police. So as we found out about Louise, she had the same situation, and as her reaction shows us, this situation was not solved properly. That's why it is still fresh in her. I think that's the reason why she killed the guy. Yeah, and you can see the reaction of the guy after he tried to rape Thelma. He is not scared or anything, you know. He's still very superior. Yes, he's trying to scare them, you know. Just he's talking not polite at all. Yeah, so that was actually the reason why she.
Okay, let me play devil advocate. As always, it's my role is here. You all know. Yeah. So, but you know, maybe I'm not talking about this moment when Gunn already naked. You know, from this point, it's already strange for me too. So if you see Gunn, better to be more polite than that, right? A little bit.
Right, he's just stupid. He was really stupid, you know. Just
yeah. But it's good. Now we know that he is just stupid, right? And we know that Thelma made some, you know, you would call it like innuendos or something like this. He can take it in this, you know, way, right? So he can take the previous situation like a game, you know, or something like this. Is it possible? Like a game, you know, no, don't touch me, yeah, I don't want, but we know.
Well, that's the problem, you know, because men usually take it as a game. If a woman says no, that actually means yes, you know. That's the usual thing, and a lot of rapists, you know, get unpunished because of this thinking, and usually this thinking is it used to be like the only one. I mean, like for a long period of time, women did not even go to the police to you know, to tell that they were raped, because, and even in some countries it happens now, you know, because women always think, okay, what you were wearing, the questions still asked in some countries, what you were wearing, how did you behave. They're not asking the questions about the rape, you know, don't ask the rapist, but they ask the victim, what happened before that? Was it your fault? That's what they're asking, actually.
Yeah, I agree, Diane. Especially some religious countries like ours, they don't even just, you know, ask the woman about the situation. The only thing is that you are guilty. The women are guilty every time.
Yeah, if your skirt were longer, that wouldn't happen. If you were not in the room with him, it wouldn't happen. If you were not drinking with him, it would not, you know, just, so actually woman is to blame first, and then they start the investigation.
Yeah, but who
anybody about this? Because it was a shame for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, a lot of shame in this, and that's why it is not reported very often, right?
So when Louise killed him, I was really happy.
Felt the satisfaction.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy, actually, because there are consequences, and of course there will not be happy ending in this situation. So I would be happier if they reported the guy and did something with that, of course. But
but
well,
even if she had reported, just think about it. Maybe they would ignore them, the girl.
Yeah. Yes, probably. So, yeah.
But why do you think so? From my point of view, in this particular movie, no one blames them, you know. They just invaded the situation.
No, only the local police officer felt empathy. You know, the other people I think they didn't even think why they acted like this.
Well, actually, I think Louise was explaining when Thelma wanted to go to police, right, and explain it to them. She told her there was no rape, there was no actual rape, right? It was just an attempt, and at that moment, you know, even if the guy were not killed, at that moment nobody would prove that there was rape. You know, there was the attempt of rape because everybody saw her dancing with the guy. Everybody saw them drinking and having fun. Nobody saw him, you know, caught him in the act, so to say. You know, and they could not make any tests, you know, because there was no rape, actual rape. So no medical tests. I mean, so a lot of things against of going to police.
Oh, you are talking now that there are no necessary. It wasn't necessary to kill him, right?
Sure, no, okay, there is no necessity to kill anyone, just I'm against killing of any kind, it's not the, it's not the how to say that? It does not solve the problem, actually, yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing is that I felt the satisfaction because it was a film. I was really happy that a bad person was killed,
Okay.
but I didn't think of the consequences, of course.
Teacher Lee, please.
Remember in the movie, she was walking away from him.
Yep.
So her life wasn't in danger. She was leaving, and then he said some more bad things, and that's when she turned around and killed him.
Yeah.
That's why it's in cold blood, because he wasn't threatening her, and she was even had her back to him leaving. So
yeah,
it was cold-blooded murder, a murder of passion, but it was murder.
Right. Good point.
Right.
Jorgen, please.
I think she could shoot him in the legs.
In the groin.
Yeah, good thing. Yes.
That would
be better. Yes, I would be happier.
But why? Why he killed him? They killed him not because of rape. They killed him because of insult, because of rude language, right? So why in the groin?
No, she remembered her past, I think. During the movie, their personality changed because they didn't control themselves anymore. I mean, how could I guess Thelma, a very soft, calm lady,
Okay, let's move somewhere. Gerard, please.
I think that a guy like this who tries to rape a woman is prone to do the same again. And the way he talked showed that.
Yeah, proves that, yes.
Prove that.
Do you think that any tribunal was happy about this, what's the whole evidence? Like tribunal or something, It's
jury.
Do you think it's enough, to?
No, it's not just you can do that. It's obviously you can do that. Even if someone your wife cheat with your friend, you can kill your wife, And
no, I don't think so. I don't understand you.
No, you can. Then you can justify killing someone because anything.
Okay, that point is understandable. Teacher Lee?
Something about this movie, I'll tell you why it's feminist in a sense. The whole movie is painting men in a bad light. Almost every man in the movie was bad in some way. There was only one good, maybe two good men in the whole movie. The truck driver was obscene. The would-be rapist guy was obscene. The one young cop said they're dangerous, they're murderers, we're going to hunt them down, we're going to kill them. Most of the men were not painted in a kind light in this movie. So I think it was feminist in that sense. And again, I think back in that time, you should realize that it was a man's world 100% back then. Women were, as Diana said, the woman was the victim, she was blamed. So in a man's world, these women had to stand up for themselves, and in court they would probably lose because men, like the truck driver, would be on the jury and they'd say, well, I'd do that myself. What's wrong with that? So there was no justice. And that's why she got pissed off, is because she'd been raped, and his utter scorn and disdain for women as just animals to be, abused at his will, that disgusted her. And that's why she got so angry she shot him.
Yeah, it's easy to understand. I never understood how, female part of the world can bear us, So it's unbelievable why we don't get killed. So, okay. We have a lot of slides today, but before we start slides, maybe we have questions. No, we don't have them on our Padlet for sure.
Well, we haven't discussed the end of the movie yet.
Layla promised us something special about the end of the movie.
Did I?
Well, you said you wanted to save it to last, I think. So explain the tragedy to us, Layla.
Yeah, but I was really impressed, you know. It's not easy. It was not an easy situation, you know. But the two ladies became so close friends and they decided to die together. Because there were two options, either to go to prison, because they were going to be blamed and they were going to be sentenced, I'm sure about it, and they knew it, or die together. So that scene was really impressive for me. They just held their hands and went to die. I love it. It needs courage.
And it was what was kind of funny in the movie. At the beginning, the women are completely different. One is organized, clean kitchen, everything planned out to precision. The other girl's kind of a klutz, messy kitchen, you know, innocent, naive. The other one was worldly and had been raped and knew what human nature was. So they were totally different, seasoned and novice. And by the end of the movie, they were in sync, personality-wise.
Yes.
They both were strong. They were willing to stand up for themselves, to kill if necessary, and to die if necessary. So they it was a bonding story also.
Yeah. And nobody controls them anymore. No pressure. Their true personality came out.
But there is a special term for that, like arc of character or something like this. Actually, do you know this? It's like a term from cinematography when, you know, your person.
Yeah, I don't know the term, but I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So you started this, you finished that, and we explained why you changed. You know, so it's a good movie after all. Vasans, please.
Yes, I like that ending because it is also a feministic kind of it had a feministic flavor because they decided to fell from the cliff instead of handing their life to those men. So they were thinking that we have come this much far, we are on our own, and why should we give our life back to them? Just let it be like that. So yeah, it is a feministic.
Okay. You know, I have two short questions for you. So, as Teacher Lee said, the most of the men in the movie are just bad, you know, just animals, you know, as in real life, right? So, but is a good man, you know? Can you, Diana, from your point of view, is a good man in the movie?
No, this is oxymoron.
Okay.
No good men. Oh, of course, except gentlemen included in our group. Our men are always good. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. So, Layla, from your point of view, is a good man or it's like in real life?
As I told you before, the local police officer seems, you know, just tolerant. I don't know.
What about husband? You know, this Thelma husband. Is he bad or good?
He is terrible.
Terrible? Why?
He's a 6-bullet guy.
Layla. Yeah, Layla. But why he is terrible? Why do you think so?
Friends, if you want a quiet wife, only cooking for you, doing the housework and doing nothing, how could you say this man is good? The guy is only thinking about himself, and he's very selfish. He doesn't care about the women's emotions.
Okay, but in the beginning of the movie, as we see, Thelma was pretty fine about that, you know, without.
Maybe
was she
pretending?
So. but she
No, she
doesn't
wasn't
complain too much, like something.
She was really, well, she was afraid of him. Do you
Yeah.
remember how she brings him coffee at the very beginning? She doesn't want him to start yelling at her. And anyway, he starts yelling because she did not bring him coffee properly. She's talking too loud in the morning, and His Majesty does not like that. Well, he's a pig, just I would kill him first,
Well, but yes, as teacher
Yes.
stated, he never beat you. And I found it.
And he's alive, he was alive by the end of the movie. So
Moreover, I can provide some arguments. For instance, when Thelma was under his what's the name?
Dominion.
Dominion,
Yeah,
yes,
Dominion.
she was alive for at least. So in general, what is happening? He's saying Thelma, stay at home because you are stupid. If you go there, something bad happen. What's happening? She goes there, she's stupid, something bad happen. So what's wrong?
No, she's
Well-
not stupid.
Why? It's obvious. She's
Yeah.
please
ahead.
teach me. She's stupid because she's finding problem in no time in any place. Just instant click.
Maybe she doesn't trust herself. Maybe she has problems. She's not stupid. The man is stupid.
she's confined in that apartment of yours, all her life from the early age. She married him
Yeah.
very young. She told that in the movie. And actually before him, they actually dated for 4 years before marriage. So she started dating him at the age of 14. Oh my goodness, that's the only man in her life. And he treats her like hell, What does she know about this world? He does not let her go anywhere. She does not let her talk to her friends. She does not let her do anything she likes, she would enjoy. She does not, she's like a child. How can you blame her?
Yeah,
She
I
just
agree.
sees the wild world and goes
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's a good analogy, I think. So she treat her like a child, right? And you
Yeah.
will not send a child to a trip to Texas, right? And she said, stay at home, don't go to Texas, but she doesn't obey, and bad things happen. So why he's a bad guy?
Because she doesn't understand. He doesn't understand her. Because he doesn't give importance to her. Because he sees her as if she was one of his belongings.
He does not even tell her, do not go to Texas. She didn't tell him, actually, She all he knew was he didn't even know where she was, and he didn't care. He was watching his TV, and that was it. That's the only interest of his, right? So
Yep.
she actually told him later that she's meeting Louise, and going somewhere. She didn't tell him. He doesn't know. He did not tell her don't go to Texas because something bad happens. He didn't even pretend to care, for her.
Diane, you know what I'm thinking? He doesn't
What?
even think if something bad happens to her, he doesn't care.
Absolutely.
I got that
That's my
impression.
point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have more conclusions about the movie.
Yes.
So women also like younger men.
Well, yeah, Brad Pitt was pretty cute. Very skinny, actually, in that movie.
And also
We have
Louis' boyfriend is younger. Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Is quite younger.
We have a stereotype in America that women like bad boys. They like the rough and tumble cowboy type, ignore the rules, do whatever you want kind of guy. They like to date bad boys, but when they get married, they want a nice, stable, good guy. Is that true, Layla?
Yeah. I don't say it because bad boys, as you have mentioned, and Diane has mentioned, I'm not interested in these kind of people. You know why? I need mature people around me.
Okay.
Says the one who teaches kids.
But why okay? Why
That's why
okay?
she longs for some maturity.
Thank you.
Okay, Vasant's question or comment, please. Sorry, I missed your message.
No, I was trying to make a comment about her husband because he was never at ease, and even when the police officer visited his house for an investigation, he just stepped on the pizza, I think. So he always had he was uneasy, and he always lost his mind.
Yeah, they were making him out to be a jerk and a klutz, I think, a clumsy person. It was man bashing. He was an idiot. It wasn't fear or nervousness. He's just an idiot, a slob.
But I still think you're thinking about this too emotionally, you know. So this, yes, he was rude, this husband, but he protected her, you know. Everything was fine, and
How? How did he
Oh,
I don't know how he protected her. In what way?
he was in safe, you know, before he met
Yeah,
Louise.
sure. Of course, yes.
Fine, your reputation's dropping like a rock.
Absolutely.
But I'm just, you know, I'm here for show, you know. So.
Sure, yes.
Okay, our favorite part, what we call it?
Slides.
Slides, picture this, yes. Picture this exercises, yes. We have a few collage. Okay, yes, we have a collage, nice word, and it means that many pictures put together, right? Yeah. And
To show what you call the arc of personality change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started at the left bottom corner, right, with a smoking waitress, and finished at the top right spot. Who? And I don't know how to, you know, call that killer or, you know, proper woman.
Bad girls.
Yeah.
Bad girls. Okay. Okay. Let's find some vocabulary here. Sergey, please start.
Okay. The stove exhaust food. It's a special device for
Volume of sound was very low. Please be.
Okay, backsplash.
There we go.
Backsplash.
Backsplash. Tea kettle. It's like a teapot.
So what else? But backslash, it's made of ceramic tiles, right?
Ceramic.
Yeah.
Ceramic. It's a backsplash. Yeah, backsplash mean only this type with ceramic, or it can be anything.
Today we have metal, but usually it's tile, ceramic tile, but it can be metal.
Something behind the stove to protect the wall, right? From splashes, actually, right?
From hot grease, from oil that can cause a fire.
And this kind of television and in general interiors make me think that it's about 50s, you know.
No, it's a color television.
Okay, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Another detail about the time, there is a guy, a cyclist, with Wallman. And Wallman was invented in the beginning of the 80s.
Okay.
It was in the 80s, during the 80s.
That may have been a prop mistake for the time period. You know what I mean? Yep. The car was a 1961, according to a search for it.
But in America, you keep all cars, like.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
The Corvette.
So, nice one. Yes, Diana, it's for you. What you can see there.
Yeah, I can see the wonderful protecting husband heading to work in his sports car. It's nice looking, and so I can see the number plate, which is unusual, right? There is the J or something like that is put on the number plate.
I think
Can you
it's
see that?
the one. It's
Ah,
a
the
vanity
one.
plate.
The
He's the
one.
one.
He is so how do you call that? Full of how do you
Full
call
of
it?
himself.
Full of himself, right? Oh my goodness, he's the one. Okay. You see?
She doesn't even have a car, it looks like.
No, she does not. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and there are some workers. I'm not sure what they do, but they are working in the yard. Yeah, and one of them is holding the wheelbarrow. Okay, and the other one was watering the plants or the fence, the hedges, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
what else? What else? And there are some instruments. I don't know what kind of instruments they are.
Yeah, we'd call them tools.
Oh yes, tools. That's right. Shovel, right? And how do you call this tool? Which a rake? Yeah, is it a rake? Just to take the leaves from the.
I don't see it, but a rake would be that. Yes.
Yeah, rake. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and the one of the workers is holding the hose. Yeah, hose.
Mm-hmm.
Water
Yep.
hose. So that's it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the husband is going to the office, I think, because he has this. He's holding, how do you call this? Briefcase. Yes, the briefcase. Mm-hmm. And he's wearing a suit. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice hair.
Sharp
nice hair.
looking. Yeah.
Nice haircut, I would say. Yeah, and what this scene in general should tell us? You know, she's rude not only to her, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, he talks like that. He's rude to everyone around him, to the people who are below, as he thinks, you know. So the workers, his wife. So probably if he's a manager, yeah, he is actually a regional manager, as he told her in the movie. So I'm sure he talks like that to his subordinates as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's exactly like Trump. That's right.
Okay, about the same. Gerard, would you like to try?
Yes, this is Thelma's kitchen. We can see the refrigerator, the American, typical American refrigerator with a disposal of cold water and ice. We can see many magnets stick in the doors of the refrigerator. Also a notepad with a pen, newspapers, news. We can see Thelma on the telephone, and I noticed that the telephones here in this movie have very long wires. So they are almost like cellulars because
in the old days we had long cords, so you could walk around the kitchen and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to Texas and hold your phone.
Right.
She's making up. Looks like making up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a candy bar. I can't remember.
Candy bar, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her breakfast.
Ivan, she's safe.
Yes, I see. I can see that. And she looks pretty happy from my.
She's excited about her escape. That's why she's happy.
Okay, next one. Jose, would you like to describe it? Jose?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I switched off my microphone.
No
I was
problem.
looking where is my microphone in this software. So sorry, Ivan, what's your question? Is all about
can you see the picture? Yeah, you can describe anything on this picture. You know, just for practice. You can ask questions if you have. You can read something.
Okay, it's not about the movie. Also, I can see the typical American car pickup truck. Very typical in the all American movies appear this kind of car.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know the other word. Hillside. Is hillside or
Yes, it's hillside.
It's like a small mountain or
Yeah.
bushes
Or a hill.
and with small trees, not? It's bushes like a small tree. And
Yes, right.
watering truck is a truck to clean the roads with water,
Uh-huh.
and power lines is for electricity, I understand.
Yeah.
And the last one is mud flat pipe. I don't know what's that.
Mud flaps.
Mud
flaps.
flaps. Big trucks have mud flaps because when the road is wet and dirty, if you're driving behind them, their wheels will sling mud in your windshield.
Okay, I see.
So we hang those behind the tires to block mud from going up on the car behind them.
Usually it's from rubber or something like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The mud flaps are usually rubber. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Next one, Jürgen, please.
Yes. Here you can say shirt sleeves are rolled up, bullet wound, wound, and the annual renewal sticker, car tag or license plate, flap pocket, and cowboy sheet with snap buttons.
So why cowboys need these snap buttons, teacher?
It's just a style. They usually kind of look like a pearl, and you just snap them together. It's just a style.
Okay. But what is renewal decal? For what?
The license plate, the metal plate, we keep for like 5 years. But every year we've got to pay them money to keep it. So we buy a little piece of paper every year that has the current year on it, and we wet it or we peel it and we stick it on the plate.
Okay.
And that way the policeman can look at that little colored tag or colored paper label and tell that you paid your tax that year. If you've got the wrong color, they know you didn't pay your tax that year, and they can arrest you.
Okay, but what will happen if if some naughty boy will steal that tag?
They're made of a special material that if you try to peel it up, it'll tear into pieces.
Yeah, but you don't have it, right? So police will stop you.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have it, the policeman, if they notice it, can stop you and say you're out of date, you haven't paid your annual tax. They'll give you a ticket. I don't know if policemen ever even look at it, but if they stop you, they might look at it and give you another ticket.
Okay. Gerard, please.
Now police officers have computers. Like in Spain, we had to have with us a receipt with insurance. So now it's not necessary because the police officers can have access to this information. So it's not necessary.
Starting from this year, we have We have a right to have electronical copy of documents with us in Russia. So like in smartphone, all this insurance, all these things. Wow. It's very convenient for me because I always forgot all these things.
Here we gotta have paper copies. We keep them in the glove compartment. We've got to have insurance and car registration to prove the car belongs to us.
Yeah. Layla, it's for you.
I knew that. Okay. They were talking and Thelma wearing her hair down. I think loose hair. Yes, teacher Lee, we could call loose hair.
Loose hair, yeah.
Yep. Window sill, I know that. Salt shaker. Okay. Coin-operated music selector. Do we still have these coin-operated music selectors?
No, that's obsolete.
Jukeboxes?
Yeah.
In the old days, there was a jukebox, and you could use this machine here to put coins in, pick a song, and the jukebox would play it remotely.
Right.
Okay. And I can see window blinds, and I love this because you can open and just close it easily. Yes. And Louise has got a kind of business type of hair because she's wearing her hair up.
Right.
And cigarette smoking. Is that okay, sir?
A lot of smokers in this movie, boy. In the old movies, a lot of smokers.
Yeah, yeah. It was not bad at that time. And actually, if they want to describe, the era, the good old times, they usually make people smoke in the movies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, it's just before all this craze about, just about smoking. So it's 80s, good old 70s or 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks nice. I like this picture, like small country store. I like this. I would like to visit that type of America. Not
That's a long time ago.
not a modern, New York or something like this. But
Well, probably in Oklahoma somewhere, just in the smaller places, you can still find it. I don't think it changed that drastically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Okay,
true.
so we have a lot of slides. You can watch it. I will post it on Medruk site as always. And our time is over. Thank you for the nice movie.
Thank you.
Gerard especially. Yeah.
Yes, Gerard, thank you. I remembered my childhood when I cried when I watched that movie. Yeah. Well, teenage years, not a childhood, but teenage years. Yes, yes. I was impressed. Yes. Now it feels a little bit naive, but back then I was really impressed.
So you more experience, you understand that men usually are worse than that.
Most of them are pigs, but there are some gems amongst them, right?
I agree with you.
Guys, that I love you all, right? So I don't think that you're a pig. Maybe Ivan some days. There are bad days in your life. There are good days.
Okay.
But most of the time you're good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. See you next Sunday for the TED Talks.
Bye bye.
We'll choose a topic. Bye. Thank you.
Save your chat.